This is day 7 of the project to become the best geography teacher in 30 days. With this system, you as a teacher or a student can learn the names and locations of all the continents and oceans, the 50 states, countries of the world, countries of Africa, Asia, Central America, South America, and Europe in 30 days, and be able to teach your students how they can learn all of that information in just one semester. So let's get right into it. We're going to go to clickandlearnsoftware.com, and we're going to click the Play Now button. When you get to this part of the system, this is usually collapsed, so you look for the thumbnail that says Be the Best Geography Teacher. When we click that, it brings us to a set of games that we have set up. You have access to maps of the world, maps of the United States, Europe, Africa, and so forth. An introductory video that explains what this system is and how it can help you be the best geography teacher on the planet. And then we have video for day 6, a game for day 6. Today, we're on day 7. And today we're going to learn the provinces of Canada. I click that thumbnail, click the single player button, and I click go. There are 7 buttons on the screen, one for each of the first 7 provinces alphabetically. At the top, it asks for Alberta. And when you click the correct button, you get a green light and the button disappears and the question changes to British Columbia. When you click the wrong button, it tells you that, sorry, this is New Brunswick. We get a red light when it's wrong that says, sorry, this is Newfoundland. We also have access to the Show Me button. You can use the Show Me button at any time simply by clicking the Show Me button, and it'll show you, in this case, the button for British Columbia. We click the button for British Columbia, and the question changes to Manitoba. Let's see if this is Manitoba. Okay, we just found New Brunswick a few minutes ago when we clicked that incorrectly. So this is New Brunswick, and we found Newfoundland. Northwest Territories is probably up in the northwest part of the country. Click there, and there's only one button left. It asks for Nova Scotia, so we click that button because that's Nova Scotia. We were 40 seconds over the time limit. With this system, you and your students can learn the names and locations of all of the 13 provinces and territories of Canada in just half an hour, 30 minutes or less. So let's go through this again. It asks for Alberta. We're racing the clock. We did not beat the clock the last time. It asked for British Columbia. No, that's Northwest Territories. Use the Show Me button. Okay, they're British. There's British Columbia. It asked for Manitoba. I think this was Manitoba. New Brunswick. No, that's Newfoundland. Okay, there's New Brunswick. It asked for Newfoundland. We know where that is. Northwest Territories and Nova Scotia. We did not beat the clock, but we were much faster. It takes about 4 plays to get to where you can master each level of 7 questions. So we're going to play over and over again until we can master that level. In order to beat the clock, you do not have time to look at the question each time. You must know that after I click Alberta, move the mouse over to British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, and Nova Scotia. So we're going to do that. We're going to get right in. We click Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, and we beat the clock. In fact, we beat the clock by about 3 seconds. And now, when we click go, we still have the first 7 provinces, but we add, I think we have all of them are on the screen now. That's all, I think it's 13. It asks for Alberta. We already know Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territory, and Nova Scotia. And now it asks us to find Nunavut Territory. Let's see if this is it. No, that's Yukon Territory. Let's see if this is it. Okay, we got a green light, so that was Nunavut Territory. It asked for Ontario. Is this Ontario? No, that's Saskatchewan. Let's use the show me button. This is Ontario. Prince Edward Island is probably an island. And let's see if this is it. Okay, that's Prince Edward Island, and that's for Quebec. Let's see if this is Quebec. Saskatchewan. Use the show me. Okay, there is Quebec, Saskatchewan, and Yukon Territory. We were 29 seconds over, so we replay over and over until we can beat the clock. We already know Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, and Nunavut. And now we're looking for Ontario. We do this alphabetically, and I know that Ontario, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec. Writing this pattern, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec. There are only two buttons that let's ask for Saskatchewan and Yukon Territory. We were 10 seconds over, so we go through that again. Without looking at the question, we know that it's going to be Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut. Then it asks for Ontario, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, and Yukon. And we did not beat the clock. This time we'll beat the clock. We need to focus. That's the beauty of this game. You're racing the clock. In order to beat the clock, you have to focus. You have to concentrate. You have to get rid of all other distractions and focus on the task at hand. Because this is a powerful system. Truly, you can learn the provinces and territories of Canada in less than 30 minutes with this system. It asks for Alberta. I know, without looking at the question, it's going to be Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, S, Saskatchewan, and Y, Yukon. Alphabetically, the alphabet leads you through. And the next mode is now in random order. Click the go button. And now the questions appear in random order. We'll give you more time because you do have to look at the question each time. So it asks for Saskatchewan. I know this is Alberta. This is Manitoba. This is Saskatchewan. British Columbia. Alberta. Again, if you get one wrong, it asks for Ontario. I'm going to click on Quebec instead. It tells me that was Quebec. Okay. We got a red light. Let's see if this is Ontario. No, we got a red light. That's Nunavut. You can still use this show me button in random order. That's Ontario and Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick. Where is New Brunswick? Maybe this is New Brunswick. Maybe that's for Quebec. Maybe this is Quebec. We know Yukon Territory, Manitoba, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. We were 21 seconds over, so we're going to go through that again in random order and beat the clock. Prince Edward Island, Ontario, remember OPQ, Ontario, Newfoundland, Yukon Territory, Alberta, Quebec, New Brunswick, Manitoba, because this was Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Northwest Territories. This is Nunavut. This is Northwest Territories. It asked for Nunavut and Nova Scotia. We were 2 seconds over, so we're going to replay. Let's click the go button. British Columbia, Nunavut, Newfoundland, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Yukon Territory. The buttons are disappearing. New Brunswick. They're all green so far. We got a green light on every one of these. Quebec, Nova Scotia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northwest Territories. We beat the clock. We've gone through the process of learning in 7 questions at a time in alphabetical order. And then we moved to random order, and now we're in test mode. Click the go button. It asks for New Brunswick. When you click the correct button, you get a green light when it's correct. If you get it wrong, you get a red light. It asks for Saskatchewan. I'm going to click Yukon Territories instead. So we get a red light. You do not get a chance to answer again. You only have one chance in test mode. And also, the buttons do not disappear, and you're not racing the clock. We've answered 2 so far, and we don't have access to the Show Me button. We have to know that this is Quebec, this is British Columbia, this is Prince Edward Island, this is Yukon Territory, this is Nova Scotia, this is Ontario, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec. Ask for Nunavut, Alberta, Manitoba, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories. We did not get 100% because I clicked the wrong button when it asked for Saskatchewan. I think I clicked on Yukon instead. So we're going to replay over and over until we get 100%. You can bail out at any time. At the end of the class period, you've got something else you need to do, you can click the button in the top left corner and bail out at any time. So let's go through this and score 100%. It asks for Prince Edward Island, British Columbia. Focus, you're not racing the clock. This is Manitoba, this is Saskatchewan. New Brunswick, Quebec, Nunavut, Manitoba. We've answered 6 questions so far. This is Manitoba. We get a green light. Ontario, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Yukon Territory, Northwest Territory, Alberta. We've answered 12 so far. If we get this correct, we're going to have 100%. Got it correct, we have 100%, and we can exit when the prompt comes up. Click here to exit or click over here to exit, either one. You could also replay at any time. We're going to click exit, and I'm going to show you a couple of other things. Once you have played the game and practiced and got to where you score 100% on the test, there's a couple of other ways that you can get in and review. I'm going to click that same thumbnail for Canada provinces. And I'm going to switch from learn mode to review mode. In review mode, when I click the go button, when I click single player, and then click the go button, in review mode, all the questions are on the screen, all 13 of the buttons for the 13 provinces and territories. It's just like it was when we went through 7, 14, 7, and 13 provinces. Then we switched to review mode, and then we moved on to test mode. Right now, we're in review mode, and we don't even have to look at the question. We know it's going to be Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories. Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, and Yukon. Let's play that again. I kind of stumbled. Click the go button. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, OPQ, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Yukon, and we beat the clock. And we beat the clock by 7 seconds. That is how powerful this system is. I'm going to show you another thing that you can go right to. I'm going to click exit. I'm going to go back to that same thumbnail for the provinces of Canada, but this time I'm going to switch to test mode, single player, and now you're in test mode. It's just like the test mode before, but you don't have to go through the steps to get to this. You can go right to test mode, just as we went right to review mode. In test mode, it asks for Nova Scotia. On Nova Scotia, you get a green light, test mode, just like before. British Columbia, Manitoba, Ontario, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Alberta, Saskatchewan. This is Manitoba. This is Saskatchewan, Quebec, This is Ontario. This is Quebec, Yukon Territory, Nunavut. We have answered 12 of 13. If I get this one correct on Northwest Territories, that'll be 100%. We got 100%, and that's how you learn the provinces and review the provinces. Let me exit and get out of the system and bring you back to this view. We really believe that geography is important, and that's why we give free games to learn the continents and oceans of 50 states, countries of South America, Central America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Middle East, and also provinces of Canada, 31 states of Mexico. You can get in and play. It's a lot of fun to do this. There are two goals of the system. One is to be able to score 100% on the maps. And the way you can get to the maps is when you're, I'm going to collapse this channel of games, collapse that. When you click the icon for Be the Best Geography Teacher, this set of games show up. And on the left is a resource where when you click that, you're going to open a new window and you're going to get access to blank maps of Europe, Africa, Asia, the 50 states, and so forth. You can print those maps, share those maps with your students to let them see if they can score 100%. There are two goals of our system. One is to be able to score 100% on those blank maps. The other goal is to be able to recite all 50 states in 50 seconds, 14 countries of South America in 14 seconds, or the 13 provinces and territories of Canada in 13 seconds. So you can give your stopwatch to a student or have a student time you and show that you can, as a teacher, that you can recite all provinces of Canada in 13 seconds. Let's see if we can do this. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Ontario, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Yukon. I did that wrong. Reset, we'll try that again. 13 seconds. Ontario, Prince Edward. Let me start over. Okay. Let me start over. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Yukon. And we did that in less than 13 seconds. And that's the goal. And you can challenge your students to do the same thing. Challenge them, encourage them, have some games. And when you get to the next day of class, just take 13 seconds and tell the students, we're going to recite the provinces of Canada, and they all recite in unison. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, Alberta, British Columbia. Let me do this again. Okay. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Yukon. Let's do that again. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Yukon. And that's how easy it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You challenge your students, show them you can do it. And if you can do it, they can do it too. So tomorrow we'll talk about day 7 on the 30 days to learn, 30 days to be the best geography teacher in the world in this. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.